Psychology defines happiness as a state of emotional well-being, a feeling of joy or contentment, along with a positive evaluation of life. But what is life? What's the meaning of life? And why do humans work so hard to impress others, only to face death one day? These questions arise in the minds of many, especially those not bound by religious moral codes. Albert Camus was one of them. Unlike others who simply question without seeking answers, Camus chose to dig deep to uncover the core purpose of life and happiness. But what he discovered in the end may surprise you. Ancient people were likely happier than people today. Part of the reason for this was their belief in religion. They knew that everything they did was for God, and happiness was seen as a reward from God. However, philosophers define a belief system differently. According to them, any religion, whether it's Christianity, Islam, or another, is simply a coded set of morals that people follow to achieve satisfaction. As the world evolved and humans moved toward modernity, this religious justification became insufficient. It was seen as a pre-coded set of beliefs that people were expected to follow without using their intellect or logic. Yet, everyone has their own intellect, a power of reasoning to find the meaning. In the 19th century, Friedrich Nietzsche introduced a powerful figure known as the madman in The Gay Science. He famously declared, "God is dead, and we have killed him. We are the murderers." This statement was not meant to be taken literally. In fact, it defined the decline Europe was experiencing in its connection to God. As the world moved toward modernity, science and philosophy began to replace religious beliefs. As Nietzsche was an atheist, he saw the decline of religion as leading people into chaos. He argued that without religion, people would inevitably slide into nihilism. Without a purpose in life and a belief in a higher power, people would fall into existential questioning. Why are we here? These thoughts could lead to a state called nihilism, often followed by depression and anxiety. Where nihilism seemed like a dead end, Camus introduced a different perspective on life, something positive and meaningful: absurdism. Camus uses the Greek myth of Sisyphus to define his philosophy of absurdism as the clash between humanity's desire to find life's meaning and the universe's indifferent silence. In the myth, Sisyphus was punished in the underworld by the Greek gods, who forced him to roll a boulder up a hill for eternity. Every time he neared the top, the boulder would roll back down, yet for him the struggle was worth it. Camus compares his endless struggle to humanity's search for meaning in life. It's a struggle everyone faces, seeking the meaning of life, but there's no ultimate result because life is absurd and meaningless. However, Sisyphus's journey serves as a metaphor for the human condition. Humans undergo life's continuous struggles to find meaning, happiness, and fulfillment. Yet these things often seem unattainable. The struggle to find meaning in life contradicts its inherent meaninglessness. Instead of desperately seeking meaning, one should adopt an absurd way of living, where nothing truly matters. Camus put this succinctly: "Life is meaningless, but worth living, provided you recognize it's meaningless." Camus advocates for resilience in life. He invites everyone to imagine that Sisyphus is happy despite his endless struggle. For Camus, embracing the absurd is to live fully in the present, free of why, questions, and worries about the future. Just enjoy what life offers in the present. Camus argues that the search for meaning in God is unreasonable. In fact, this journey is filled with struggles, pain, and an endless barrage of questions. Instead of poking around for unreasonable answers, one should embrace life's absurdity and live in the present. Camus captured this beautifully. You will never be happy if you continue to search for what happiness consists of. You will never live if you are looking for the meaning of life. The philosopher proposes 3 different ways a person might choose to accept this reality. 1. Philosophical suicide. People in this group adopt a belief system to cope with the absurdity of life. It can be any belief system other than nihilism. They embrace a predefined set of moral values and follow their religion without over-questioning. They accept a specified mentality and live according to the coded instructions their religion provides. Camus referred to this as a philosophical death, where individuals no longer struggle to find meaning, but simply follow the teachings of the path they've chosen. 2. Physical suicide. Many people in their despair end up choosing to end their own lives. However, this is never the right solution under any circumstance. Taking one's own life is not the answer to the meaning of life. This path leads to nothing but more pain. 3. Accepting the absurdity of life. The third option is to accept the absurdity of life, a nothing really matters lifestyle. In this approach, an individual cares little about anything in life. This was Camus' personally adopted path, and he considered it the best way to live. Camus put it this way: basically, at the very bottom of life, which seduces us all, there's only absurdity and more absurdity. And maybe that's what gives us our joy for living, because the only thing that can defeat absurdity is lucidity. Absurdity encourages humans to discard the search for meaning while accepting the meaningless of life. It encourages a mindset of, so what if life is absurd? So what if I'm going the other way? So what if I choose something people don't usually choose? So what if someone thinks I'm strange? These people try to find happiness in everyday life. They realize that only they can choose to be happy, not by seeking the meaning of happiness, but by living it fully. They reject established beliefs and live with a few key ideas in mind. No matter, so what, and who cares, they understand that the intense longing for clarity is irrational and instead live in absurdism, accepting that every part of this universe is, in its way, absurd. Instead of despairing over life's struggles, absurdity encourages us to keep pushing forward, seeking the positive aspects of life. It encourages us to live fully, try new things, and take risks. No matter what happens, we should keep going and embrace life's absurdity. After all, we're all meant to fail and start over again because failure is inevitable. Absurdity rejects nihilism and offers a diverse, courageous way of living. Camus' absurdism has 3 core teachings. 1. Embrace freedom. Absurdity frees us from the chains of deep thoughts and unreasonable searches. It doesn't define life in one way. In fact, absurdity invites you to feel free and create your own meaning in life. It offers freedom rather than binding you to a particular set of beliefs. Camus said, "The only way to deal with an unfree world is to become so absolutely free that your very existence is an act of rebellion." Freedom allows you to embrace the pleasures and happiness of life. Life is yours to explore and define, rather than letting societal norms define it for you. 2. Find meaning in chaos. The world is chaotic, and every individual faces changes, struggles, and moments of despair. Nihilism is pervasive, and it often traps people in suffering. Beliefs like nihilism leave no room for happiness or the joys of life. Absurdism, on the other hand, invites you to find meaning in chaos and create peace within it. Camus put it beautifully. The struggle itself towards the heights is enough to fill a man's heart. One must imagine Sisyphus happy. These lines convey the idea that happiness can be found in chaos, and one should generate their own meaning in life. 3. Embrace the struggles. Embracing life's struggles and suffering is paradoxical, but absurdity invites us to cherish the moments life offers. Camus' life was filled with suffering from an early age. He was born into poverty and later lost his father during World War II. His life was full of hardships and pain, but these struggles shaped his belief in absurdism. He saw life in a constant struggle in a universe that gives no answers, and he believed that those who long for answers will never live life fully. Camus encourages us to embrace absurdity rather than fall into despair, to find peace in suffering. He put life's struggles in words. No matter how hard the world pushes against me, within me, there's something stronger, something better, pushing right back. Absurdity teaches us that there's always a gap to find happiness, even in the midst of struggles. It urges us to live boldly, with courage and positive energy. Though absurdism offers a positive way to live life fully, it is a double-edged sword. The idea teaches us not to care about anything at all. but not caring only works to a point. The problem is that this stance can cause you to lose faith, leaving you dependent on temporary reliefs. Humans are meant to believe in something. There should be some guiding beliefs, questions like, who made us? Why are we here? There is a higher power that oversees this universe. With absurdity, there is no inherent purpose in life, and a purposeless life is like a car with no wheels. Without a guiding belief system, humans may fall into despair and nihilism. To avoid this, religious philosophies exist. The idea is to not fully believe in absurdism, that everything ends in nothingness, but rather to use absurdism where it truly matters.